Hello. Mostly it was walking in the park by my house with my dog. I would wake up every morning and, walk my dog. And through that little routine, I saw the seasons changing for the first time. And I saw the morning light every morning and the evening light every night. And I really started to feel the magic of nature and the outside world, even just from going to a park, like just a pretty normal park. So that's sort of when it started to happen. And then I went on a trip to Antarctica, and right around that trip, it was amazing. But the name Solar Power literally just popped into my head. I thought, I think I'm going to call this album Solar Power. And I didn't really know why. I hadn't written anything for it yet. But that's sort of where it started. Well, it's funny, albums take me about 2 years, start to finish, to write and produce. I do it almost all by myself with one other person. So I come up with, everything and build the whole world, co-direct the music videos and make all the merch and design the tour. And, it's a really intensive process. So that takes about 2 years. But around that, you do the tour for the last one. So I finished the Melodrama tour at the end of 2018 and then basically started writing this one in the first few months of 2019. So I didn't have much downtime, but I think it seems maybe like I had a lot. But the truth is my albums just take me a long time because I like to have really undergone a personal transformation between albums. So I have something really different to say, and that takes a while, obviously. I wanted to kind of combine a bit of a 60s, 70s Californian kind of folk sound with the music of my youth, which is like sort of early 2000s radio pop. Both of those sounds really captured how it feels to be outside for me. So I sort of took elements from both and, put them through my specific lens. But I really just wanted it to feel light and free. Those were my things. Everything I just wanted to be lighter and lighter, feel like you could just float away. During this sort of my attempt at unpacking wellness and all the little kind of systems that we all use to feel well and feel connected in our modern world. I was thinking about the things that my girlfriends and I do, little things, whether it's keeping a crystal around or like lighting some sage or reading our horoscopes. So it's just sort of trying to put that all together and understand. This album is very much a celebration of the natural world. And in thinking about the natural world, I also thought a lot about our changing climate and how different our environment and our natural world will look for my children, for example. So think of myself as being pretty environmentally conscious, and I think making this album and also thinking about the parallels between our time and the sort of 60s flower child movement, when they were also thinking about the environment in a really focused way. Through that framework, I have tried to sort of make really conscious decisions and ask questions of, the way I make work, because we've only got one planet and we have to take care of it, Well, to be honest, I try not to be that concerned with what's happening currently, because I really want my albums to live forever and feel current for a really long time, not just the moment that they come out. And so often my inspiration is coming from all different decades and genres and periods of time to try and make something that feels really permanent. A song which closes the album is a really personal, long song about my life in New Zealand, and I talk about my little brother and about my dad and what my kids will be like one day. It was just sort of a bit of a meandering journey of thinking about all these different things. But writing about my little brother and my dad was really personal and special to me. I love that song. I love how it turned out. It's kind of, I've never done anything like it. It's like 6.5 minutes, Well, I'm kind of weird. Like I watch films very infrequently, but I am a big fan of the Sofia Coppola Marie Antoinette movie. I love that movie so much, and I think it's so good. And it's got an amazing soundtrack as well. I don't know what song of mine I would put in there. Maybe Big Star from the new album. One that I think other people get something out of is the song Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All. As me kind of talking to my younger self, my 15, 16-year-old self, as my 24-year-old self, and sort of trying to impart some of the stuff that I have learned along the way. So yeah, that one's really kind of sad and beautiful and like tender. I really like that one. I think I have become someone who sees the world a little bit more clearly. Like I had a very insular upbringing. You know, I lived in New Zealand in a sort of nice suburb. Didn't know that much about the world, as I think is sort of common for most young people, and just the nature of the journey my life has taken, I feel like I have seen so much and a much greater understanding of lots of different things, all sorts of things. So my world is a lot broader now. I try to be a lot more understanding. I think, you know, as a teenager, I was pretty kind of tough, and I would just sort of, you know, I don't know, I would make a snap decision on something, and that's how I felt about it. And now I try and be open to, you know, lots of perspectives on things. I did mention Harry Styles in an interview recently. I liked that last album of his. I think he is such a great sort of pop star, you know, he's so charming and cool. So I think we could do something cool together, but we'll see, who knows. This is on everything. I would love to be able to tour safely next year, and obviously, you know, no one's going to do it without feeling like it's really safe, because, you know, I care so deeply for my fans. I think of them as like my kids. I want us all to be able to do it in a way that's safe, but I hope we can tour next year, because I think people really want it, you know. It's and I think that the shows will be a real release for people. So I got my fingers crossed. Thank you so much.
Good night.